Just 2 weeks into his presidency, Donald Trump is locked in a battle with the federal courts over his executive order that bans refugees and travelers from 7 predominantly Muslim countries from entering the United States. Early this morning, lawyers for the states of Washington and Minnesota filed a brief with a three-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that argued restoring Trump's ban for Iraq, Syria, Iran, Sudan, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen would, quote, unleash chaos again. This comes after the lawyers say as many as 100,000 people from the banned countries had their visas canceled. Trump's executive order is based on a legal claim of national security, but lawyers argue that the order is unconstitutional and hurts residents, businesses, and universities. Technology companies such as Apple and Google submitted accompanying briefs that say the ban would damage their business by making it harder to recruit new workers. Since 9/11, no fatal attacks have been committed by people from the countries restricted by Trump's travel ban. Lawyers for the Justice Department have until 6 p.m. tonight to file their responses with the Ninth Circuit. This comes after, on Sunday, a California appeals court sided with a lower court in Seattle and refused to reinstate the ban. The Seattle ruling, issued by U.S. District Judge James Robart on Friday, imposed a nationwide temporary restraining order on the ban. This is Judge Robart.
The court concludes that the circumstances that brought it here today are such that we must intervene to fulfill the judiciary's constitutional role in our tripart government. Therefore, the court concludes that entry of the above described TRO is necessary, and the state's motion is hereby granted.
Judge Robart's ruling prompted a Twitter rant from President Trump that began Saturday and continued throughout the weekend. The president wrote, quote, "The opinion of this so-called judge, which essentially takes law enforcement away from our country, is ridiculous and will be overturned." Trump tweeted, "Bad people are very happy," and "just cannot believe a judge would put our country in such peril. If something happens, blame him and court system. People pouring in bad," Trump tweeted. On Sunday, Vice President Mike Pence appeared on all 4 TV network talk shows to defend the ban. He spoke on ABC's This Week, CBS Face the Nation, Fox News Sunday, and NBC's Meet the Press with Chuck Todd, where he was asked about Trump's reference to the so-called judge who ordered a stay of the order.
The President of the United States has every right to criticize the other 2 branches of government, and we have a long tradition of that in this country. But
is this a constructive way to do it?
I think people find it very refreshing that they not only understand this president's mind, but they understand how he feels about things. He expresses himself in a unique way.
Over the weekend, the Homeland Security Department began allowing visa holders affected by Trump's order to board U.S.-bound flights. The agency said it had, quote, suspended any and all actions related to the travel ban. On Sunday, an Iraqi passport holder with a valid visa to live in the United States returned to the U.S. after a tumultuous few days. Roslyn Sinha landed at Dulles International Airport outside Washington, expressing relief that her ordeal was over.
As I was in the air, Donald Trump signed the executive order. That made all of us confused. The airlines couldn't let me on board. The U.S. Embassy couldn't help us. Being banned over my parents' heritage was an unfair treatment. But when you see the activists, the lawyers, the people who are protesting to get us back home, you think that this country will always be great, no matter what.
When we come back from break, we'll go to Seattle, Washington, where we'll be joined by Matt Adams, lead attorney for a class action lawsuit filed there that challenges the Trump administration's Muslim ban. We'll be back in a minute.
People keep on learning. Soldiers keep on worrying. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on. Teachers, keep on teaching. You hear it? preachers, keep on preaching. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. If you got a hand, let me hear some hand claps if you got one. Come on. Well, I'm so glad that he let me try it again, 'cause the last time I lived the whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I know then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach my higher ground. Yeah. Powers, keep on lying while your people keep on dying. Oh, world, keep on turning, 'cause it won't.
A performance of Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground at the LGBTQ rally at Stonewall Inn on Saturday. Thousands were protesting Donald Trump. We'll go to that rally later in the broadcast. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez.
Today we're assigning core principles for regulating the United States financial system. Doesn't get much bigger than that, right? Thank you very much. Would you like to explain? Why don't you explain this?
What we're doing is we are returning to the American people, low and middle income investors and retirees, their control over their own retirement savings. This is about Main Street, and it's been a labor of love for me for over 4 years. I'm the chairman, and I have had this is a big day, a big moment for Americans that care to invest and save.
And she means that so much. Chairman, I think we should hand the pen to this very special person. Do we?
Absolutely, Mr. President. She earned it. She earned it.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Thank you, Mr. President.
So that's what we need to say about Dave. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron. Maybe it's going to be more.
They're not behaving.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys.
Humanitarian sense of allowing in refugees must take a subordinate position to the basic security of Americans. I mean, if you think about why we have a government in the first place, its main job is to protect us from foreign and domestic thugs. And so that should always take priority.
Absolutely. In the meantime, with Democrats in the Senate and the House and the mainstream media, it's a complete freakout on what's going on with President Donald Trump.
The thing that scares them about Trump is that he's fighting not only a political battle, he fights a culture battle. He takes on Meryl Streep. He takes on Robert De Niro. So the left
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, the left has had this monopoly of Hollywood, academia, and the media, and they're opening up all three guns against Trump. Right.